So about 2 years ago, Apple introduced the new iPad Air 5, and surprisingly, there's still not a new version of this iPad, but it sounds like that could change here pretty soon. So is this still worth it in 2024, or should you wait for the new iPad Air that could come in 2 different sizes? The price for the iPad Air 5 is currently on sale for about $449 at most places and comes with 64 or 256 gigabytes of storage. I do wish the base storage was a little bit more. If you compare that to some of the newer Samsung tablets, they start with 128 gigabytes. It's got a 10.9-inch IPS Retina display at 2360 by 1640 resolution, which still looks pretty good in my opinion, even in 2024. It also has a fingerprint scanner right on the power button, which is always nice to have on a tablet. But if you're wanting something larger, like a 12.9-inch version, it sounds like there's going to be an iPad Air at that size, which would be pretty sweet considering you can only get that size with the iPad Pro models. So that might be one reason to wait and see what they announce. With a larger 12.9-inch screen, it will be a little easier to draw, take notes, since you have a little more breathing room, and it's just really nice to watch movies or TV shows on a larger screen like that. One downside to the iPad Air 5 is the battery life is not going to be the best out there. It lasted just over 5 hours in my typical battery drain test at 100% screen brightness, so it is a little below average compared to some of the other tablets I've tested. But keep in mind, you'll have plenty of juice for a day or two, especially if you turn the screen brightness down, which I would probably do anyways, since the screen is fairly bright on here. It also uses 20-watt charging, which is not quite as good as 45-watt charging you get with some of the newer Samsung tablets. I know some people think you have to get one of the iPad Pro models to get the best iPad experience, and yeah, while Apple is currently on M3 processors in some of their products, I feel like the M1 processor in the iPad Air is still one of the best that you can get in a tablet. It's got plenty of power for just about anything you would need to do, from gaming to schoolwork to even do some video editing. I feel like only a really small percentage would need the extra power and features you get with the Pro models compared to the iPad Air. One nice thing is you can use the 2nd gen Apple Pencil, where you can attach it to the side to charge it, unlike with the iPad 10th gen, which uses the 1st gen Apple Pencil, or the new USB-C pencil, which you're going to have to charge with a cable, regardless of which one of those you go with. Now, software-wise, it's currently on iPadOS 17.4 as of this video. You also have the new Stage Manager feature as well, which is a nice feature to be a little more productive. I don't really use that personally, but it's nice for those out there that would like that kind of setup. Luckily, you can turn that off in the settings if you want, or just up in the control center. As far as speakers go, it looks like it has a quad speaker setup, but there's only one on each side, so it's a little misleading, but it does sound better than the iPad 9th and 10th generation in my opinion. Here's a quick sample just to give you an idea of what it sounds like. The cameras on here are actually better than you would expect. You've got a 12 megapixel wide angle lens on the back, 12 megapixel ultra wide on the front. The front facing camera is on the short edge. I assume it's going to be on the long edge for the new iPad Air, but you can also go up to 4K 60 frames per second for video recording, and it should be a good option for Zoom meetings or other video conference calls. The quality is not quite as good as cell phones, but still pretty good for a tablet. In my opinion, the iPad Air 5 is still one of the best options available when it comes to tablets. It definitely feels like you get a lot for the money, especially now that it's more affordable. The biggest thing to consider is now that we have the iPad 10, which costs even less, and you've got the new iPad Air and larger iPad Air rumors, which could be just around the corner. So if you have an older iPad, or if it was me, I'd probably wait to see what the new models are once they're announced. But if you are set on this specific iPad, I still think it's a pretty good option, even in 2024, especially if you can get it on sale. If you're into tablets, phones, and other tech, I've always got new stuff that I'm working on, so keep an eye out for those upcoming videos. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.